swampland where they're claiming to build this place, and I didn't find Giles Westfall. I found Brooke. You see it?
Yes. All of it? Yes, thanks to Junior. He came running out and announcing that I was on television. I missed 1 or 2 minutes of it, however, while I got him upstairs and away from the TV.
I'm sorry Junior saw any of it. So am I. It was on national television. That means the whole country thinks that we're not just fighting over the vineyards. They think we're killing each other over Dixie as well.
I wonder who gave him that idea.
Who do you think?
You're the one who threatened me. You started it. You told me to keep Dixie out of it.
It doesn't matter who said what to
Yes,
whom
it
now.
does. It matters to me. As a matter of fact, I think it's time we settle this once and for all.
Ted, none of us are happy about this. I don't like it any more than you do, all right? But we have to try and stay calm. Please?
Listen, if you want to meet me in the back of some alley sometime and finish that little waltz we started in your office, then fine. But not here, not now, and not in front of them. Do you understand?
I think all of us are against any kind of violence.
And Dixie and Brooke share something very, very important in common. A love and respect for family. And that's exactly what's on the line here. Your family, the Orsini vineyards, which your mother and father slaved all their lives to build. Now, the first thing Nola taught me was appearance is important. You know, the Orsini name used to stand for excellence. And the CEO and the founder's son beating the hell out of each other in their New York offices isn't exactly what she'd call a quality image.
But it makes hot coffee.
And Brooke should know she's an expert. It sells millions of papers because there are millions of greedy minds out there that are curious to find out. They want to know. Then television gets involved, the market gets even bigger because there's a huge audience out there that's just licking his chops for fresh scandal. And guess what, guys? We're it. The 4 of us. And it won't stop. It's just going to get worse unless we take action to correct the problem, and we do it now. Otherwise, the Orsini Vineyards is going to go right down the toilet.
Bad publicity destroys public confidence.
In a heartbeat. Think about it, Ted. Everything your mother stood for, I, for one, don't intend to stand by and watch it happen.
And as always, you gotta call the shots.
Well, somebody's got to take charge.
Somebody's gotta tell everybody what to do, how to act, who to be.
No.
Well, I forget it. I've had enough of it.
Ted, just keep it down, okay? There could be reporters outside.
Listen, I didn't come here to yell. I didn't come here to give orders. I just came here for the sake of damage control. Now listen, a few weeks ago, if you were John Q. Public, you'd look at a bottle of Orsini Chardonnay, and you'd think, elegant, top drawer, top shelf, bottle of California wine. Tomorrow, you look at the same bottle of wine, and you'll think, backstabbing, sleazy sex scandal. Doesn't take a marketing genius to figure out what would happen.
Listen to him. Thanks, but no thanks.
You'll choose another bottle of wine. It's a simple concept. Don't you get it?
I've had enough of this. Most of all, I've had enough of you. Get out.
Come on, Ted, just wait. Just listen to him, all right? He's right.
Say that again? You found Brooke at Willow Lake Acres?
Found her, rescued her from the jaws of death. Same difference.
Let me guess. She had a flat tire or a dead battery, and you rode in on a Charger equipped with, what, jumper cables, a car jack?
Shirt and a tree branch. Comes in handy when you're stuck in quicksand.
Stuck in what?
Quicksand. A shifting pool, saturated semi-liquid sand that sucks people down a channel. I swear.
Okay, so she got her car stuck in some mud.
No. I heard a call for help, and she's out there, 300 yards in swampland, stuck in quicksand.
Right, okay.
It's the truth.
You're making this
This
up.
is the story of my life, all right? I set out on a quest for a holy grail. I end up rescuing my ex-girlfriend from certain death. I feel like Lancelot with four-wheel drive.
Okay, so is there some kind of cute finish to the story?
No, there's nothing cute about it. She was covered with gunk. So I took her to Phoebe's cabin to clean up, and, well, she had kind of a breakdown.
Oh, okay, now I get it. I've seen all of those jungle movies where Jane swoons as Tarzan swings down on his vine just in the nick of time to save her. And when she awakes, she's got stars in her eyes. Is that what happened?
You mean, was it meaningful?
Well, even if this story is fact and not fiction, I do like to hear the end of cliffhangers.
It was not a cliffhanger. And it was not meaningful the way that you mean. Jane is married, and Tarzan is still swinging, okay? But it was no ordinary day in the jungle, I'll tell you that. It is not what I expected I'd find when I drove out to see Westfall's quote-unquote retirement home complex.
Swamplands, you said.
I'll tell you, if he builds where he says he's going to build, a lot of senior citizens are going to disappear real fast.
Oh, Henry, come on outside and look at the bluebirds with me. Ah, glub, glub, glub.
Irma? Irma, where are you? Where are you?
Edmund, what are you doing here and with her?
What is she so worked up about?
I am worked up because you are here instead of where you were supposed to be.
We haven't had our cocktail yet.
Have you met, Professor and Miss Wallingford? This is Dr. Maria Santos.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
We've met. You led me to believe that you would be sleuthing at Willow Lake, beating your ex-editor to the scoop, so to speak. I thought sure you would head straight out for the swampland.
I did. As I was telling my friend, Dr. Santos, I found Brooke.
Oh,
But then you guessed that I would, didn't you, Phoebe?
well, what happened?
Lovely day, wasn't it?
He said he met Brooke, Langley. Now, what happened?
Brooke's fine. She scouted out the location of Westfall's so-called retirement home, fell into quicksand.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, she's okay. I fished her out. We both agreed that Westfall's playing fast and loose with the investors' money. And then I took her back to the cabin, your cabin, cleaned her up.
But there's no quicksand at Willow Lake.
Oh, tell that to your niece, Phoebe. And apparently, since all roads lead to the cabin of yours, her husband showed up, and so I went home.
Well, where's Brooke now?
She's with Dad.
Let's go find a nice, soothing glass of sherry.
She's
Phoebe.
with Tad, and he's with her.
Come along, dear.
Ted, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying what Nola has told me over and over again. And that is, Tad knows what he's doing. He learned this business from the ground up. I do think that we should listen to him. For Nola's sake. Look, we're in a big mess here. We have to try and find some way to fix it.
And look, nobody is assigning any blame. It's just that a very private issue became public. And unfortunately, the press considers it a hot story.
Yeah, and unless we do something to unplug it soon, it's just going to get hotter. Which means that damage control is no longer an option, it's a necessity. And whether you like it or not, I can't do it on my own. You understand?
I think I have an idea here, guys. What if you and Ted, we got you in the same room with some sort of event or something where the press could see you shaking hands and getting along? What was that thing that you were telling me about? The barrel tastings. What was that other thing called?
View from the vineyards.
Yeah, a view from the vineyards. Isn't that where you invite people to come and, like, test the latest thing that you're putting out on the market? What was that thing that they're showing in California?
The 91 stuff.
Right, okay, so we do something like that here. A view from the vineyards, East Coast style.
It's not bad. Wine critics flock to those things like buzzards. As a matter of fact, if we're lucky, maybe we could get some coverage from the New York-based magazines.
Could it work?
A smile and a spread for the press. You could have them eating out of your hands in no time.
It could work. It could really work. Matter of fact, it's pretty damn close to perfect. Thank you, Dixie. So what do you say, Ted? Think we can work together on this one? No way in hell.
Good evening, Dr. Santos.
Hi, oh, please call me Maria.
All right, Maria. And may I say that I can understand why Edmund finds you so appealing.
Well, thank you, I think. If you'll excuse me.
Just a moment, dear. I'd like a word with you. It's for your own good.
Uh-oh.
Physicians are notoriously famous for being quite unable to diagnose simple human emotion. I know that because I was married to one for a great many years. May his soul rest in peace. Now, you wear your heart on your sleeve, Maria. All that you feel for that man, I can read in your eyes. And it becomes my very sorrowful duty to have to tell you that there is no future for you with him.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Because if you pursue him, you have nothing but heartbreak ahead.
You know, you sound a little like a gypsy fortune teller.
Oh, my dear child, I am far from being a gypsy. In fact, my ancestors came over in the Mayflower, which means that my niece Brooks did as well. So you really have to realize that Edmund's love for Brooke will never die. But clearly that doesn't stop you from wanting him to love you, does it?
And what if I do?
Oh, dear, there's that yearning look in your eye again. Edmund, dear boy, you're in the wrong room.
Maria, would you excuse Phoebe and me for a second, please?
But this is the ladies' room.
It's okay. I will just stand guard outside and make sure that nobody comes in.
And you are a man, for heaven's sake. Even you can't invade the sanctity of the ladies' room.
Well, this is as good a place as any to read you the riot act. Now, you had a captive audience in here saying no doubt more than needed to.
Well, the conversation between two ladies and behind these four walls is sacrosanct.
Baloney. Now, who, disguised as a mild-mannered advice columnist for a great metropolitan magazine, told me to go find all the nice women I could?
That was before I suspected that Brooke was still in love with you. Now I am sure of it.
I should have a sign printed up so I can flash it when I need to. Brooke's married.
Oh, fiddly-dee. It's not over between you two, and you know it. And to set up that sweet, naive doctor for heartbreak is cruel. Brutally cruel.
Are you finished?
And don't try to tell me that you're just friends. Because I'm not blind, and I can see that she expects a lot more.
Maria? Look, I can handle my post-Brooke love life. Thank you, dear Aggie.
You're not listening to me. Brooke still loves you.
She made a choice. She married Tad. She's standing by that choice, and so am I.
But Edmund...
No buts, Phoebe. Now understand this. I am lucky to have a nice woman like Maria in my life. And I do not chase married women. Period. No matter what. End of sentence. End of story. You got it?
You're unbelievable. Dixie comes up with the best idea yet, and you say no way.
I don't care who comes up with it. I'm not taking orders from you.
Let me tell you something, pal. You're right to just back out, disappear when you slug that photographer.
Look, Ted, he's not giving orders, okay? He's trying to sort things. We're just trying to figure this out the best we can.
I don't believe it. You're begging this guy.
Begging this guy?
Dixie, it seems to me that if putting on a Broadway show at Radio City Music Hall is what it takes to shore up Orsini Vineyards, then the least he can do, considering everything he's done, is to strap on his tap shoes. Just go along with whatever it takes.
The way you explained it to me, all we have to do is show up to a party and drink wine. Raise a friendly glass so the photographers can take pictures. That's no big deal, right?
Come on, Ted. Is it really that difficult to strap on a tie and act civilized? Look, what if we make it easy for you? What if Dixie and I get together, we write some kind of script, you can memorize it, and we'll brief you beforehand. You won't have to make any decisions because you'll know exactly what to say. Hell, you and I can get together and practice grinning at each other and shaking heads with these big, stupid smiles on our faces. Come on, is that really so much to ask? Just showing up and doing something nice for your family business? Doing something decent for a change in Nola's memory? Can you at least act like a civilized human being for her sake? No. Get away from me.
just so sad. You know, I mean, he had terrible things happen to him in his childhood. He's had a difficult life, but he frightens me.
So what's your point? That we shouldn't tap dance with this guy unless he straps on a straitjacket?
No.
Is that it?
You know, I think a public show of mutual respect would be wonderful. You know, as long as he can tap dance without falling into the orchestra pit and dragging you with him. I'm not sure we can count on him to do that. Are you?
Why not? How hard can it be to show up at a cocktail party and smile like an idiot for a couple hours?
It might be too tough for him to do. And it might make things even worse.
Impossible. How could it possibly make things worse?
I don't know. You put a ticking time bomb in front of the press and it goes off, the press would love it. But is it going to do you any good, or him, or the company?
The worst part is that he's Nola's. He's Nola's son, the child she wanted to leave her life to. The child she lost.
An unassuming little white Chianti with the fragrance of sun-dappled Roman roads, imported from Modesto. Your opinion?
Very nice. Soft bouquet, a pleasant aroma, and it was just perfect for a hard day of rescuing one damsel in distress from the quicksand and another from a fire-breathing dragon in the ladies' room.
Phoebe was breathing fire at you?
My dress practically caught flames, thank you very much.
What was exactly her agenda?
Just that you were still hung up on the lady in quicksand, hardly a late-breaking bulletin, right?
She probably said it was for your own good that she told you, right?
That I was headed for Heartbreak Hotel if I pursued you.
She means well.
Yeah, well, if you say so.
What was your response to the dragon lady?
Me? Could hardly get a word in edgewise until my knight in shining armor breached the walls and rescued me.
You must have said something.
Well, yeah, I reassured Mrs. Wallingford that I can take care of myself. And that I'm not stupid enough to get myself hurt.
Maria? Maria, I like you a lot. You know that. And I just can't get enough of you. But I'm wondering, is that the truth?
I feel responsible. Like I can't just give up on Nola's son. I gotta keep trying. Lord knows that isn't easy. It keeps getting less easy every day. And I start thinking, well, is Nola's memory well served by letting things get this far out of hand? Putting the entire business at risk? The jobs of everybody that works for us on the line?
No, it's a dilemma.
Nola was the kind of person that other people would lay down their lives for. I know I would have.
You loved her, and Ted would have loved her too. It's just a shame that he can't remember her.
Ted is a Fruit Loop.
Ted needs help. And he needs help that you or I or Dixie, we're not able to give him that kind of help. And Nola would agree. She would be the first one to say that if she were alive, but she's not. And we can't go on. We have to deal with what this man is doing to us now. I mean, we can't say, oh, well, if he had been around Nola, what he would have been. I don't know. I think that maybe we should let him go.
Brooke, he doesn't show any sign of wanting to go anywhere.
I know that. It's just, you know, I remember when you offered to bring him into the winery, and he said all he wanted was a lump sum, and then he was going to move on.
If only. Yeah, that was then.
Well, maybe, you know, if we offered him the money now, he would go. Maybe we would be doing him a favor. You know, he could leave Ted Orsini behind and become Michael Williams again, or whoever. I mean, maybe it would be easier. He wouldn't have the burden of being a member of the Orsini family and all the stress that it causes. He might be happier. What do you think?
I think you may have something there.
Hi. We're back.
Brooke and I have been talking.
Ah, yes, so have we. Ted has something he'd like to say.
I want to do it. Let people see us getting along. I'll do this wine tasting thing the way Dixie wants.
Maria, you're a terrific lady. I mean, you are incredible. You're funny, you're smart. You appreciate my sick humor? I just don't want you checking in the Heartbreak Hotel on my account, ma'am.
Excuse me, mister, but you forgot Drop Dead Gorgeous. This is a new dress. I'll have to pay off the student loan next month. And someday you will add Superb Chef to that list. Maybe.
I'm serious, Maria.
Look, I can handle myself, okay? I can handle it. I'm a big girl. I have a busy life, and I have a very big family. And whatever happens to me, I'll land on my feet. Girl Scouts honor. And frankly, I'm really happy with the way things are right now. I like the way that you fit into my life. It all happened so easily. It feels right. It's what I want. And besides, I promised myself that I wouldn't buy anybody any diamond rings until I paid off my student loan. And I put away a little nest egg on the side, and I predict that that'll be a couple of decades after the year 2000. So, dessert?
I like the way we fit, too.
No chocolate sundae? No?
I told Phoebe I was lucky.
Lemon meringue?
Bed.
No dessert?
Later. Let's go home and make love.
You want to do it? I decided. You're sure? When I decide, I stand by it.
He said he's sure.
No. I just want to get this straight. Now, you're agreeing to go through with the view from the vineyards deal, and you understand there can be absolutely no risk of anybody losing his temper and flying off at the handle at some photographer?
He said he wants to do it. And he can. I know he can.
I want to do it. So, do we do it? Guess I'll call New York tomorrow and set it up. Or we can plan it together if you like.